we'd like to sincerely thank our Patreon supporters. What's going on, everybody? We got an exciting video today. Kagan is getting some babies out to soak. In fact, these are two that we are shipping out today to our friend John's Jungle in California.
Going to your new home.
So they're about to have their last soak over here. We're gonna be moving some animals around. You know, we've had this male black dragon. What was his name again?
Drago.
Drago. Just starting him off in this garage enclosure to see if we can't get his temperament right before moving him outside. But we've made little progress, but not anything significant. But I don't want to have him in this small garage enclosure anymore. I would rather him outside and getting situated to a hide box because winter is coming. And so, you know, if we don't make the transition now, I don't think we're gonna have the time to do it later. So I think we're just gonna have to jump and make the transition. So we don't give our animals in our, what do you wanna call an enclosure like this? Transitionary, something so we could start handling them.
Training enclosure.
Training enclosure. We don't give him a hide spot, but he does have his little dark corner behind that stump. So he's hiding behind that stump, and then the water is usually on this side. What we're gonna do is remove his water and put my always helpful transfer box in there with the door open, and he's gonna squeeze into that little transfer box. We'll set it in on that side. He flipped his water over last night, so
yeah.
He's in no shortage of water in his enclosure. The what do you call that coating I have in there? Dry lock is doing a great job. It's actually holding all the water in the enclosure for him. So Kagan is helping. We'll get that in. You don't want a hide spot behind it. Actually, that's kind of good. The door is somewhat wedged there. Hopefully Drago chooses that to move himself in there, and then we're gonna move him outside. You know, we obviously have now a gap with our male black dragons, so we need him out there and we need him growing. We are also going to move Jake Anderson's animal, the male Bivitatus. So we're gonna move him. He has been a little nervous with Diesel having access to the enclosure next to him, and you can see it stresses him out a little bit. He's been hiding more. I don't want to lose any progress with him being comfortable. And Bubba is in the other garage enclosure, so we can clean that hide box and get him transferred into where Bubba was. I think we only have another week or so before the male Bivitatus leaves. I still feel more comfortable about him being over here. And that would allow us to move this young male black dragon next to, wow, I am killing it with names today, right? Raven. My excuse is that I've been running nonstop, and I'm just exhausted. It's the beginning of the day and I'm exhausted. It's not a good way to start your day, right? See, the male Biv he's out and sunning himself because Diesel doesn't have access to it right now, but I would rather move him. Whoop, I'd rather move him right now and move him into the other enclosure and let the young male black dragon start getting used to this enclosure right away. And then Raven would be right next to him. I think we have to change that name because it's not my name. It was a name he came with. I don't like it. I can't remember it. So I think we'll start over with the name. In fact, we'll figure that out for this video. We do have a name video coming out. I took all your suggested names for all the animals. We put them on a list, so we do have that video coming out pretty soon, and we'll put temporary name plaques up with the corresponding animals. So now we are going to, I think he just went behind the water, hopefully. He may be able to. If he did.
He is.
He is? Oh, perfect. I'm gonna have to help Kagan because I need to move the other hide box out, and we'll just replace it with this one. Or Kagan is way smarter than I am And she just placed the other transfer box right in front of the box that he is used to. And it blocks off the other one. He's just gonna know the spot, go to that spot, and go into that box. That's perfect. So today is also feeding day, chicken day. I don't think it's been chicken day for 3 weeks. They all love it. They're gonna be excited about having some chicken. In fact, we're going to the store right now to get that, as well as some other animal feed. So we're gonna do that, give the animals some alone time, let them choose their boxes, and then we're gonna get everyone transferred over.
Hey, don't go backwards.
Yeah, don't go backwards, Trace.
You have banana on your face from yesterday. Yes, you do. You have banana on your face. Look at your belly. Look at your big belly. Yeah. Is that full of banana? Is that full of banana? Now look at Angus. He's like, you holding my girl? She's so sweet.
And she's so funny with her roommate in there. He's hiding right now, but the way they eat together and everything is hilarious to watch.
She has her own bowl, but she actually prefers to eat with the tortoise off the plate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that. She's very social.
Alright, back on your shelf.
Yeah.
I know you don't want to go back.
She does not want to go back. No! By spring, you're going to have a beautiful jungle enclosure, we promise. All right, we're going to stay clean so we can actually go to the store.
All right. So the Bivitatis male, we have successfully moved over into this new enclosure. I've already got the transfer box out. Here he is, up on the side of the screen. See if I can get a decent shot of him. He's been pretty calm today. Hey, buddy. How you doing, handsome? All right, so he is set up in here, good to go. He's actually gonna get a little meal here in just a little bit. And our next step is going to be moving Drago outside from the garage cage. And see if we can't get a shot of him in his new cage as well. All right, we have Drago out here in the transfer box, and he's not gonna come rushing out, but we can go ahead, put some food out here for him, ready to go. There's his tail, and whenever he is ready, he can come on out and get a good meal in him. My shirt is covered in chicken, and I am very ready to go inside. But as I was feeding Miss Ivy, I noticed in her enclosure, now this is probably not a good egg. This looks like a slug to me, but I'm gonna set it there just in case. That was a piece of food I had left there for her. She still looks like she's digging. She's probably not done laying, but now we know that sooner than later we're gonna have to keep an eye out for her looking lean, because she has a clutch of eggs on the way. And if we're lucky, Forrest will have gotten the job done, and it would be really, really awesome if we had Forrest Ivy babies. We'll get this one inside just in case and keep an eye out for her.
Just came home from work to check on these guys, and the male black dragon is out on his shelf, which is a good sign. Now he's not tongue flicking, so I don't want to stress him up. That's what I didn't want to do. But I don't know if it was me or you guys. I think you guys were making a little bit too much noise. He's just in his water. So now we're gonna go check on the Bivitatus. Oh shoot, I'm walking up to the cage. I don't wanna miss him to finish this video out. Drago is walking into his enclosure right as I walk up. Well, to finish this off, I wanna say that he's been out more and more. He's been sunning himself. He's actually doing really well for a lizard that's transitioning to an outdoor enclosure. But he was in an outdoor enclosure before, but way more guarded. And I apologize for the raindrops. We have a hurricane coming. He had more confinement on his other enclosure, which is actually better for a smaller water monitor. They feel more safe, more secure. This is a lot more open. And for it being way more open, he's been doing really, really well. He's in his hide box, nothing I can do about that. To fill you in on Ivy, and we can actually see Bumblebee on the shelf just behind her. Ivy laid a decent clutch of eggs, but all over her enclosure, her water, her lay box. So unfortunately, those eggs with Forrest are not gonna be any good. We did try them in the incubator and they fouled. But let's walk all the way over to where the male Bivitatus was and show you how he's doing. Now, overall, he was very stressed with Diesel being in the enclosure next to him. And Diesel was hugging up against the screen. I don't think that Diesel liked another male that close to him when he had a female in his enclosure. And there was probably more going on than what we saw. But the Bivitatus was actually eating a lot less, which showed his stress, hiding a lot more. He is in his water. So I'm gonna sneak around. I think he's in his water. We'll sneak around. Hey, Miko. Miko is always out. He's enjoying the rain. You don't need to posture with me, buddy. It's always good to posture. Always. Let's walk around real quick and see if we can't see him in the water. So the male Bivitatus, he is out and in his water enjoying the rain. Today we're actually cleaning water, so I think he needs a new pan altogether. I think he has 5 more days here, and then he goes to a new home. So this week we'll actually be shooting a video on building him a transfer box that he can just leave the property in, just as if I would build a pallet for a piece of equipment that I was shipping off. I can just build him an inexpensive box that he can travel to his new home in without having the stress of putting aggressive hands on him. So we will be removing his hide box. But what I wanted to discuss, the whole reason for this video, is you could put an animal in an enclosure and give him pretty much whatever it needs, but sometimes it could be an animal in close proximity, or the location of the enclosure could be sun exposure, could be noise, the amount of traffic. It could be a whole bunch of different things that sometimes moving the animal or moving the enclosure could make a big difference. And it did in both of these instances. I want to finish the video. Kagan and I actually discussed it. The name for Drago, I do not like that name. And I was like, well, it's not fair to say, hey, will you guys suggest a name? Because I had you guys suggest names for a whole list of lizards, and we have that list. It's just on our list of videos to do, and we haven't done it yet. If you guys give us name suggestions for Drago, we will add that to that list, and in the next 2 weeks, we will put out a video with all the decided names on all of those lizards. So this young male black dragon, who is gonna fill a void here at the property. We definitely needed another black dragon and one that we could tame up. I think Diesel may be too far gone, and that's okay. He's a big, handsome boy, but it would be nice to have a black dragon we can interact with. And you guys could suggest a name. I'd really appreciate it. And I think we're gonna end this one here. We have a a massive hurricane system moving to the west coast of Florida, and it's on a direct path to us. So I'm actually gonna go get set up for hurricane preparedness and shoot a video on that, what you do with this many animals when a hurricane is heading your way. Until next time, everyone.